Dante's Inferno. Section 1. Hell. Midway upon the journey of our life, I found myself in a dark wood where the right way was lost. Ah, how hard a thing it is to tell what this wild and rough and difficult wood was, which in thought renews my fear. So bitter is it that death is little more. But in order to treat of the good that I found in it, I will tell of the other things which I saw there. I cannot well report how I entered it. So full was I of slumber at that moment when I abandoned the true way. But after I had reached the foot of a hill, where the valley ended which had pierced my heart with fear, I looked upward and saw its shoulders clothed already with the rays of the planet, which leads men aright along every path. Then was the fear of a little quieted, which had lasted in the lake of my heart throughout the night that I had passed so piteously. And even as I, one who with spent breath issued forth from the sea upon the shore, turns to the perilous water and gazes, so did my mind, which was still flying, turn back to look again upon the past, which never left person alive. After I had rested a little my weary body, I again took my way along the desert slope, so that the firm foot was always the lower, and lo, almost at the beginning of the steep, a she-leopard, light and very nimble, which was covered with a spotted coat. And she did not withdraw from before my face, nay, hindered so my road that I often turned to go back. The time was the beginning of the morning, and the sun was mounting up with those stars that were with him, when the love divine first set in motion those beautiful things, so that the hour of the time and the sweet season were occasion to me of good hope concerning that wild beast with the dappled skin, but not so that the sight which appeared to me of a lion did not give me fear. He appeared to be coming against me, with his head high and his ravening hunger, so that it appeared that the air was affrighted at him, and a she-wolf, with which in her leanness seemed laden with all cravings, and ere now had made many folk to live forlorn. She brought on me so much heaviness, with the fear that came from sight of her, that I lost hope of the height, and such as is he who gains willingly, and the time arrives which makes him loose, so that in all his thought he laments and is sad. Such did the beast without peace make me, which coming on against me was pushing me back little by little, thither where the sun is silent. While I was falling back to the low place, one who appeared faint-voiced through the long silence presented himself before my eyes. When I saw him in the great desert, "Have pity on me," I cried to him. "Whatsoever thou be, whether shade or real man," he answered to me. "Not man. Man once I was, and my parents were Lombards, and both Mantius by country. I was born sub Julio, though late, and I lived at Rome under the good Augustus, at the time of the false and lying gods. I was a poet, and sang of that just son of Anachius, who came from Troy, after proud Ilion had been burned. But thou, why dost thou return to such great annoy? Why dost thou not ascend the delectable mountain, which is the source of all cause and of all joy?" "Art thou then that Virgil, and that fount which pours forth so broad a stream of speech?" replied I with a bashful front to him. "O honor and light of the other poets, may the long study avail me, and the great love which have made me search thy volume. Thou art my master and my author. Thou alone art he from whom I took the fair style, and he has done me honor. Behold the beast because of which I turned. Behold me against her, famous sage, for she makes my veins and pulses tremble. It behooves me to hold another course, he replied, when he saw me weeping. If thou wouldst escape from the savage place, for this beast, because of which thou criest out, lest not anyone pass along her way, but so hinders him that she kills him. And she has a nature so malign and evil that she never sates her greedy will, and after food has more hunger than before. Many are the animals which she wives, and there shall be more yet until the hound shall come, that will make her die of grief. He shall not feed on land or pelf, but wisdom and love and valor. And his birthplace shall be Westween, Feltro, and Feltro. Of that low Italy shall he be the salvation, for which the virgin Camilla died, and Euryalus, and Turnus, and Nisus of their wounds. He shall not hunt her through every town till he shall have put her back again in hell, there whence envy first sent her forth. Wherefore I think and deem it for thy best that thou wilt follow me, and I will be thy guide, and will lead thee hence through the eternal place, where thou shalt hear the despairing shrieks, shalt see the ancient spirits woeful, who each proclaim the second death, and then thou shalt see those who are contented in the fire, because they hope to come, whenever it may be, to the blessed folk, to whom if thou wouldst then ascend, there shall be a soul more worthy than I for that. With her I will leave thee at my departure, for the emperor who reigns there above wills not, because I was rebellious to his law, and through me any one should come into his city. In all parts he governs, and there he reigns. There is his city, and his lofty seat. Oh, happy the man whom thereto he elects. And I to him, Poet, I beseech thee by that God whom thou didst not know, in order that I may escape this ill and worse, that thou lead me thither where thou now hast said, so that I may see the gate of St. Peter, and those whom thou reportest to afflicted. Then he moved on, and I beheld him.